Well, we've talked about the A and we've talked about the E when we're talking about the vowels of an ultimate claims experience. But this week, let's jump into the I, individuality. Now, in the first video about anticipation, we talked about the sheer volume of claims that we could handle as a claims professional and how that may lead us down a path of going claim to claim or policy to policy. We have to be extremely careful about this because this may be that individual's only claim for their entire lifetime. And really, you're going to end up controlling what they think about insurance. Not just you or this claim, but insurance as a whole. Something that they really don't want to buy, that they're forced to buy, and they did not want to have to use, but now they are. So how are you going to help them through this? Now, using the big three that I always talk about, listening, caring, and empathizing, we can learn about the individual needs for that customer. For one customer we're speaking to, they may have damage to a 94 Hyundai Excel hatchback, and we may be thinking, man, what a piece of shit that is. But to that person, when we're listening and we're really understanding, we might learn a lot of things about that individual. We might learn that it was a hand-me-down vehicle. It could have been from a relative. It could be from a relative that just passed away. So that car means a hell of a lot more to them than, let's say, this other customer. That it's a brand new Mercedes. And we think, oh man, we really need to take care of it. But that individual has multiple of these cars and they're just going through the process. They want to have the damage fixed and that's all. These are two very different customers we're dealing with, and we need to deal with them the way they want to be treated. This is exactly what I've read about previously, where we've all heard of the golden rule, where treat people as you want to be treated. But when it comes to an ultimate claims experience, I disagree. I believe in the platinum rule, that you should treat people the way they want to be treated. Who cares the way I want to be treated? We want to treat them the way they want to be treated. And going back to that volume, there are going to be situations where we have a tough claim, a tough call, a tough situation where it beats down on us a little bit and we don't feel so great about what we're doing in that moment. Or even think of major cat events where it seems like it's piling on and we can't get ahead of the game. But really, we should talk about this. Because when we're talking to that next customer, whether it was a tough call that you were just on, a tough claim, or you're just trying to get through a large volume of cat claims, that next person you're talking to, they really don't care. Let's be honest. They care about their claim. So if we're talking about those cat situations, making excuses, talking about, oh, this last claim or the amount of claims, that customer doesn't care. We need to treat that customer the way they need to be treated in that given situation. And I know that's tough to hear because there's so much on our backs at that moment. But we have to do what's best for that customer. And in that example of the tough call, yeah, it was a tough call and we don't feel great in that moment. But I had a good friend of mine, Glenn, at one of the carriers I work for. He referred to it as picking up the phone as a switch. And that although you hung up that phone and you don't feel great, when you're picking up that next call, it's a new experience. You have to turn it on again to make sure that customer, you give them everything that they need. Now, a lot of the things we've been talking about in this individuality video, it's tough to hear some of them because you know what? Working in claims, it's tough. It is not an easy job. Nobody said it was. We're dealing with folks that are going through an awful situation. It could be the worst experience of their lives. But we're here to help them through that. And I know why you're a fantastic claims professional is because you care about them as well. So let's make sure we're giving the individual care that those customers need. And we'll talk about the next vowel of the ultimate claims experience next time. Until then, JV out. Individuality? Individual.